where, when, sometimes. Why is it going on, folks? Will Turbot here for Fake Mike. Real news. Didn't get the bounce there. What up, News Now Fort Worth? What up, Jeff? What up, Italian? What up, Gamer? I'm going to be joined by Audit Them shortly. What up, Jesse? Where y'all tuning in from tonight? It's been a long time since I did a live video. Got a brand new video for you fools tomorrow. What up, Kendo Slice? Yep, got a new video coming tomorrow in high def. Where's Kamala? I don't know where she's at. I don't know. I know Joe Biden's flying into Rhode Island on Wednesday. Toronto. Yo, I got to go up to Toronto this summer. I'm telling you, man. Dallas. All right. What up, John? Indiana. I missed you. Sorry I missed you. Cajun Randy. I love y'all names. All right. Eric's coming in from Cali. All right, word. All right, so let's see. Well, as you can see, let's go to the screen. I just want to put this up here real quick. Florida officials in egg salad investigation are cleared of wrongdoing. So how does that work, right? How does this work? How are you cleared of wrongdoing? Florida law enforcement officials have cleared Palm Beach County prosecutors and sheriff's officials, prosecutors of criminal wrongdoing in connection with their handling of the investigation and treatment into egg salad more than a decade ago. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement, our best friends, said in its reports that it found no evidence that egg salad received any special treatment due to bribery or influence. And we've already talked about the details of this sweetheart deal that he got. He was able to come and go from the prison. The people that were trying to go after him, the victims, were not allowed to even be a part of this decision. It was completely unconstitutional, completely illegal. And Hot Italian, you may be correct. And it looks like, I got a little bird in my ear. This just in, guys. We got young Audit Them. Golly. Welcome.
Golly.
How you doing, player? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, big player?
Guys, if you're not already subscribed to Audit Them, I don't know if you're a Ceausescu guy, maybe you're a Mao guy, maybe you're a Pol Pot guy. But if you're one of those three type of guys, I don't want you on our team anyway. So go to Audit Them, like, share, and subscribe. This is what I like about this young man right here is he's the FOIA king right here. He takes auditing to a whole new level, and he and his subscribers, shout outs to his super subscribers, they go in depth on some of these FOIAs. Pardon me, I got a frog in my throat tonight. A bird in my ear, a frog in my throat. Audit Them live. We got all the cool cats in the chat today. Yes, they already know Audit Them. He's a legend. He's a god. All right, so I'm going to start with one, and then we can start with one over there. And I got some emails I'll read too. I'm not going to say your names. I used to read emails, but if you want me to say your name on air, I will, but otherwise I won't. Somebody on this channel right here emailed me, and I shared the video. It's on my community tab, so you guys can go check that out. But he sends me this email basically saying that his son has been taken from him. And you can watch the details of that on my community tab. So I did want to address that email right there. And of course, I'm skirting around certain things right now because, as you realize, this is our new channel, and I'm not going to say certain things in words on this channel. Because if I do, algorithmically, I will not be able to reach people. And if I can't reach people, then there's no point in being on YouTube in the first place. Speaking of that, open up another tab, go to Audit Them, share his channel, like his channel, get the notifications. I have notifications on for Mr. America and Auditing America. I still don't get it all the time. I still don't get all of that. So hit the notifications and find Mr. America, find Audit Them on all platforms, and please share this feed with everybody out here too. This is going to be one of the more important videos we're doing here. And shout out to Dwayne Glower. Sorry, Glower. I hope you're not a glower like a CIA glower. Santiago, what's up, dog? Chilling. So share this video because we're going to get into the FOIAs. And this is a very, very interesting aspect that I don't see a lot of auditors go down. So this one's saying, nice work. If one of them in Colorado, let me know. They'll do their best to help. Thank you for that. Who is this? Okay, that's weird.
Salute. Is this the Demand the Truth channel or the Will?
This is live streaming on Fake Mike Real News. By the way, guys, yes, I have another channel. If someone wants to put in the chat, I'll put it in the chat later. It's youtube.com/Demand the Truth #2. Demand the Truth 2. One's down, but two's back. And if they take two, that's where I put all my spicy stuff. I have an interview with America's #1 death investigator. He's been all over CNN. He's on True TV and Crime Court TV, all that stuff. And he breaks down the egg salad story like you've never heard. And talk about getting the scoop. And hey, guys, who was right about Billy Boy, Mr. Gates? Who called it? I called it right again, guys. People hate. I got haters, dog. But that means you need more haters, like Cat Williams says, because I'm getting ish right, dogs. I'm sorry.
Free Palestine, folks. Free Palestine. Hey, pull up those FOIAs, man. Let's go.
I am. I'm reading this email about Pentagons and UFOs. I'll get back to that one. All right. Here we go. Here's the first FOIA. I'm going to put it on screen. All right. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to copy and paste here. Control copy. I'm going to put this.
We're going to get in depth in this session with FOIAs, folks. We're going to be analyzing, and to the super subs out there, super subscribers, we need you to engage as well, analyze, audit. We need you to audit these pages.
Yeah.
You know, we need you to look in depth at the actual factual, what we see on the form. So here's some FOIA. Go
ahead. I just want to back you up. Like people like, well, I'm not here. I can't do that. But anybody sitting behind a computer or your own phone, you can FOIA request. So, and you can dig into this. So tell people how they can do that, and then we'll get into this.
Yep. So let's zoom in. Let's see the response here.
All right. So this is a FOIA. We went to, this is one that I don't know if I'll ever be able to pronounce. Mundelein,
Illinois.
Mundelein, I know. Okay, so let's zoom into this beast. All right. William Turbot, read Freedom of Information Act request. Dear Mr. Turbot, the Village of Mundelein Police Department is in receipt of your request pursuant to the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. And by the way, we have to read that before when we close out. We'll read the first two paragraphs of the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. It's a beautiful piece of writing. For the last 10 police department internal investigations, the village has in its possession no closed internal investigation records responsive to your request. To the extent your request seeks public pending investigations, those records are pursuant to Section 7(1)(f) of Act 5 ILCS 140/71N, which exempts records relating. Go ahead. What's that?
ILCS stands for Illinois Compiled Statutes,
which exempts records relating to a public body's adjudication of employee grievances or disciplinary actions, except for the final outcome of the cases where discipline is opposed. We know that. In addition, the request encompass documents communication between the village and its attorneys and representatives, which constitute communications, attorney-client communications, work product. So basically.
So here, zoom in. Let me analyze that. Zoom in. Press 1, folks, if you could read the script.
Yeah, guys, in the chat, push 1 if you can read it. Freedom Grower.
Zoom. Are you able to zoom in right to the?
Hold on, I can make it a little bigger on the screen for the folks at home. That's the biggest I can get it. That's
The
what I said.
village here, it says the village of Mundelein Department is in receipt of your request. Pursuant to the Illinois Freedom Act for the last 10 department internal investigations, the village is in possession. The village. So what do you believe? What do you believe they're
So what it's saying is
withholding?
right here is
Now
basically
here's the
saying,
question. Here's the big question right here. Here, I
yeah.
ask you the big question. Do you 100% fully believe in your heart that those records are obtainable?
Well, this is what I will say. I don't know, but what I will say is this, right? This is saying that there. Let me just double check this. Is this saying that it says no? It says the. I want to pull it back up on screen here. So
because if you believe and you know that these records are obtainable, don't take this response here, this exemption or non-compliance as a
no. Well, this is not even non-compliance, though. This is the crazy thing about it. This is not even non-compliance. It's saying right here. It says
that they have no responsive documents.
It says it doesn't even have any internal affairs investigations. So that means that I just asked for the last 10 ever. I didn't specify a time date. I asked for the last 10 internal affairs investigations. So yes, we need to go. So to answer your question, yes, we're not going to give up. But 2, these people are saying to me right now in print, in black and white, in a legal document, they're saying that they don't even have 10 closed internal affairs reports. Do the viewers at home? What do you think? Do you think that the town of Mundine has never ever had 10 internal affairs investigations?
And like I said, the question is a powerful question to anybody out here seeking any, when you think FOIA, you think everything from A all the way to Z. That means, everything in the government on clock dime is a public obtainable record by you, your neighbor, and so on and so forth. It all is an obtainable record. It all is an obtainable record. And that's what people need to snap into that right now. People need to start using the FOIA Act, the Freedom of Information Act. And, you can seek any, it is not only let's go to we'll get to that in a second, to the Illinois FOIA, but, it's not only
we'll say that for last, but yeah.
It's also a record, the whole thing, material, whatever you think of that's on clock dime is obtainable.
It could be the guy sitting in the truck that's maintenance at the parks, right? It could be that. It could be literally anything you think of.
It could be the last 50 violations a code enforcer wrote. It could be the last 1,000 violations the code enforcer wrote. It could also be something simple as, how much did that town pay for that, new sidewalk
or
sidewalk or 5G tower or 7.5.
Exactly.
And the people need to just snap into it. And when I say people, I'm saying my neighbor. Even encourage me to send out more FOIAs. Encourage me to send out more FOIAs. Because when you receive a response, it's like you're getting a gift from Santa Claus on Christmas Day.
And believe me, it's even better than that. It's like shopping for your favorite thing on Amazon, because when you purchase something on Amazon or whatever website for yourself, you're paying with it for your own money. And just like these FOIA requests, we're paying with it with our own money. So it's not Santa Claus giving
listen, when you scroll through what you just said, when you scroll through the FOIA logs, you'll see what's being requested, So
which is very interesting.
And what is a FOIA log? Is a log that a FOIA officer has to maintain according to the administrative statutes. And that being said, that's supposed to be presentable, not online, Nowhere in the FOIA Act does it specify online, in person. You know, so if I'm able to go scroll through 500 pages for the year of 2020, the year of 2019 has 1,000 pages. I'm able to sit there and clock dime from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. scrolling through that book, taking photos, as many photos as I like. Soon as I'm finished scrolling through that book on clock dime, hand the book back over because it's readily available, come back the next day and do the same. If, you know, that's my freedom of, you know, you understand me? And I'm able to flip through those pages and say, hey, you know what? There's no discrimination between deaf, light, brown. You know, there's no discrimination
You
on
want it exactly. One of
any
the other things you can FOIA here in Rhode Island.
level of the private sector. The only regulation is about the officials on clock dime. That's what the statutes are about, for the public officials to be able to, you know,
and you want to know, and you want to know
their superiors and or the people.
Yeah, and you want to know in your community or in another community who's getting the government contracts, FOIA it. If you want to know in your country or
and when you scroll through the FOIA logs, the thing you notice that who's requesting FOIAs? The media is requesting FOIAs, attorneys are requesting FOIAs, real estate agents are requesting FOIAs. People here and there are starting to request FOIAs because they'll show their first name and last name. However, you know, still the FOIA numbers are not where they're supposed to be at with this many people around, you know?
Absolutely.
With as many neighbors we have, there should not be any, you know.
Exactly. So there's no excuse. And that's the point that I want to, that's the point that I want to make right here, right? It's on screen for everyone to see. The email, I'll read it out for you. So anybody could do this, and I'm going to follow up with the email, and I want everybody at home to follow up with the email too. This is the email right here, publicaccess@atg.state.il.us. Say that one more time, publicaccess@atg.state.il.us, and say, are you to tell me that there aren't 10 internal affairs investigations? So let's go to this next one here. This is from the town of Libertyville.
Let me ask you, before you read that, how did you feel when you received this email?
Well, when I received this email here, the last one that we just covered, not this one, but I felt happy that I was in receipt of it. I felt good that they complied, but now reading it,
you felt like it was Santa Claus on Christmas Day.
I felt like it was Jeff Bezos. I felt like Jeff Bezos showed up in his own Amazon truck and gave me a present. Golly.
No, so, definitely, you know.
And another thing too is people always like, it's crazy here in Rhode Island, and I know this is happening in a lot of states. Like now that marijuana is opening up, cannabis is opening up, they're saying, all right, you can make a dispensary. But it's crazy because the people making dispensaries out here in Rhode Island have got some interesting connections. And if you want to find out what those connections are, then you
scroll through the legislation.
Then you FOIA that. Hey, who's getting those contracts? I want to FOIA who's getting those contracts. Then when you find out they're getting the contract and they're all shady people, like, how come you're not giving this to poor people? Why not minorities?
Yeah, so, you start doing the numbers. Your neighbor's not doing the numbers. You're doing the numbers.
Exactly, and we all need to do the numbers, so you can just do it from your couch while we're watching. All right, so this is from Libertyville. Let's see what Libertyville is going to say. Ha! Dear Mr. Turnbitty. That's not my name, but it's cool. Thank you for submitting your FOIA. I have terrible handwriting, so they probably just, I don't know where they added the extra stuff from, but thank you for submitting your FOIA requests. You're welcome. To the Village of Libertyville with your request for information pursuant to the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. On April 15, 2021, you requested the following records, last 10 internal affairs records of the police department. Your request is granted with certain redactions pursuant to the following statutes. Section 7. Interesting. So I'm going to have to look into those statutes. I am not familiar with.
Hey, listen, read that over. Read that over. The second part. Where it's. Read that over.
Okay, your request is granted with certain redactions pursuant to the following statutes. pursuant to Section 7.
With certain redactions.
Yes. So there's some redactions. So I'm curious to read what the redactions are. And so then we'll go, I'll look up the, it might become self-apparent, but if not, we'll go ahead and look it up.
So they said it's granted. There it is. There it is.
There it is, guys. Now I feel like Santa Claus came and gave me a bowl of cherries. Now I feel like it. All right.
No, there you go.
All right. Now, see this, guys? Hold on. Let's get a... I never do this because I want you... It's about the information, not about my weird face. But you see how happy I am, guys?
No, there's a record there. There's a record obtained.
Feeling good. All right. Here we are, folks. Feeling good. Feeling great. Feeling good. All right. So let's see. The employee was Michael Camillo. So, hey, guys, especially if you're in Libertyville, get this information out so you know when you're dealing with an officer who you're dealing with. And if you establish enough of a paper trail,
yep,
that person could potentially get fired. Okay, employee is Michael Camillo. His badge number is 46. He works the afternoons. Reason for contact, care and operation of equipment. Review comments. While backing Squad 6 into a parking spot at LPD, you struck Squad 5, which was parked unoccupied. Caused minor damage. Extreme care must be taken. Since it's the first time, that's internal affairs. He accidentally backed up into a car. Okay, we're gonna get something juicier than that. That's not bad. Okay, so he's just a terrible driver. So just be careful.
So guys, this is heavy right here. What DT is doing right here, because he's scrolling through files that his neighbor may not be looking up.
It's especially important for Libertyville. And you know what? We have a whole bunch of other towns here too. And I just filed another FOIA today. And honestly, I'm addicted, especially that I got this new camera. And
now watch this, Will. Watch this. Press 1 in the chat if you have not filed a FOIA before.
Yes, press 1 if you're a FOIA virgin. We're going to pop those cherries tonight, guys. Sorry. I'm sorry to do it, but we're going to do it. And I'm scrolling to the next one because this is all the documentation on Officer Camillo. I'm not too worried about.
You know, folks, if there's a POS, a public official servant, you know, that's doing something shady practice, right? You're able to look up through those files, analyze and audit through files, scroll through pages, and a bell will ring. A bell will ring in your ear. And you'll have a document in your hand.
The bell of liberty that will be ringing in your ear.
Official may not even know that they provided that information for you. However, you use that information to the light, you know.
Doug, I'm sorry to interrupt you, man. It looks like this
look
whole
how many people put one. Look at all these ones. A few people put ones that have not filed a FOIA yet. That's why when I tell you your neighbor has not filed a FOIA,
sexy zombie killers, you're excused. Jeff, obviously you're excused. I wonder, could you guys in Canada Google if you have something similar to a FOIA? And thank you for sharing this video. We've got 43 people watching, and this is important stuff. So let's see if we can get more, because we're going to do a few more FOIAs, and we got some good information here. So I want everyone, Kevin, Joel, Tony, Gamer, you guys all have homework.
Send an email.
You can even do it from your own house. You can call. Do a FOIA on your local police department. And people might try to say, oh, write your name and your email. You do not have to write your name and email. And as a matter of fact, it's even better if you just make up an email just for yourself.
Hold
on one sec. Let me just answer this question for Freedom Grower. You can do it at the courthouse, but I mean, there's a lot of places. Every state is different, but there's a lot of places that you can do it. You can do it right online. Right
here, watch this.
I'll actually show you how to. So go ahead.
You can do it from a phone call. Press 2. Listen to this. Will, now 10 internal affairs. Let's say 1 of 5. So here we go. We got the first FOIA that you filed. Now, what would be 2 of 5? You know, 2 of 3 and 4 and 5 of additional requests.
And there's so much to look into. Jonathan. He said you've done a Freedom of Information Act twice here in Dallas, Texas. What was that about? I want to hear what that was about.
Let's see what the folks gonna say.
And another thing is, before we end the stream tonight, we're gonna read the FOIA law the first two paragraphs of Illinois, because it's one of the most beautiful documents I've ever heard written. It's like poetry to my ears. And then secondly, yeah, can somebody Google in the meantime while we're doing the stream if Canada has an equivalent to FOIA? I mean, I can do it on my phone here, but I'm very distractible and have difficulty multitasking. So we're going to go over these FOIAs, and then we're going to show you guys how to do a FOIA in your state. We'll do a few states, for example, and just show you. We'll just pull it up on screen. So, but yeah, I'd be curious to see if you haven't, please do, and I want to hear about it. And then the people that have, tell us about your experiences.
So we got FOIA. We got 47 people in here. Go ahead and tell us, folks, what will be your Freedom of Information request for the 47 people in here live? Well, if we can have only 4 people to answer that question, what is the remaining 37 listening? We're supposed to be coming forward together, you know, to view our forms, view our filings, so we can overlook this as a, you know, gathering of an actual document on the screen. You know, we'll analyze an actual factual document. And this way we'll be able to examine the law through these as well numbers in these requests. Not even sure what I would ask for.
Okay, hold on. First of all, I got on screen, Freedom Girl found it, and Jeff with 2 dogs makes an important point, and it's back to back. One, that's it right there. If you're in the Great North, I would FOIA all the files the government has on Terrence and Phillips.
Salaries. Golly.
Salaries.
No, guys, listen. Like I said, that's one of them. That's one of them. It is at all levels, government at all levels. So when you're walking down the road and you look up at a light pole, you say that light pole got a number on it. The number says 99. Then you say that is obtainable. This means somebody has a record with all these light pole numbers and the expenses on how much taxpayers are paying for these light poles. You know,
and every single thing that you can think of has every single thing that you can think of in a city hall, in a at a fire department,
obtainable
like is we paid for it and we can find out how it got there. So another thing that'll happen too, right? Remember Al Capone, right? And the mafia and these type of people, and even Donald Trump's boy Roy Cohn there, what they would do is the New York government, the city government, would work with the mafia, and the mafia would strong arm the government into giving them government contracts. So you could look into all the government contracts you have in your local town or your local city, right? And then
obtainable.
Exactly, everything is there. So
So here, Will, what would be the second request of 5?
Sorry?
These folks, nobody in these 43 people right here doing it. So YouTube may be doing a robotic algorithm, but between me and you conversation, what would be 2 of 5-year requests?
Good, and that's a good question. I honestly, like, I'm even still new to all of this. Like, I'm not new. I get the general idea. And the point that I'm bringing up, I want to talk about this, Cameron. That's why I put it there. But Jeff with 2 dogs brings up a great point. Before I forget, there are exceptions to the FOIA law here in the United States and in Canada too. And a lot of times they'll just say it's due to national security. And there's like 7 exemptions that they can give you. So they can give you exemptions, and you're gonna
Will, please don't tell the people there's 7 exemptions. Don't worry about that. Listen to this.
We're teaching you ways around it, but I'm also being realistic and telling you.
Will, listen to this convo. You remember when I asked you, do you truly believe that record is obtainable? That record exists? If you know and you believe and know that record exists, then any person around the United States able to obtain without an exemption. If they know that exists, that is obtainable off a clock dime. It could even get passed to the court, and the court would sign it and say, release it. You got 24 hours to the town hall to release it. You know, so don't worry about exemptions. Get the records now.
Right.
People gonna
Now,
start filing records right now.
this is okay. So
Filing FOIAs right now.
okay, so okay, I'm gonna go back to highlight this comment too. This is something
File FOIAs right now. That is the power that we got.
you
That
can
is
go
the public
online
now.
and we're gonna show you. So stay tuned. We're gonna show you how to do it in your state. Police training updates, and you can see how come the Constitution isn't there. How
I
come the
request
Federalist Papers aren't there?
donations given to the city project.
And just
That's what
police
Joel said.
you can get police training in general there. And someone's asking, and what's up to Mad Mama Anon?
Well, guys, listen. Watch this here. For your retort, I learned that from Will. For your retort level, for you saying stop banging on the table, please. This is my retort here. Are you taking note? Press the number 7. Are you folks right here in this live stream?
Who is gonna file a FOIA? Press 1 if you will file a FOIA. Now, the cameraman brings up a good question. With all the violations you've obtained on video, why are you not making endless 18 USC 242 complaints with the USAO? I don't know what the O is. I don't know if that's a typo. But I will tell you the answer to that. And here's the answer. Thank you, Freedom Grower. Thank you, Gamer. Thank you very much. I love you guys. I literally love you guys. You guys are awesome.
Salute, man. All the guys that are, truly.
Let me pull this up on screen because this whole let's do 2 things real quick. So I'm going to answer that question right now. So on screen, as you can see, the whole 27 pages, the last 10 internal affairs was only 1. So we're going to need to go to Libertyville because the only one was 27 pages of this guy accidentally backing into a car. Now, this question right here, we're going to pull up what that is on screen because it's only till this and last year until I finally really understood what this is about. I've also, Mr. America myself, have called lawyers up and down the eastern seacoast. None of them will help me. So now I am in the process of attempting to behind the scenes, but I still have my own case that I'm dealing with right now for protesting at the State House, freedom of speech. So I'm dealing with that case and I'm slowly learning law myself to be able to do this. And I plan once my case is over, to sue a lot of people pro bono out of my own pocket. And there's ways that you can even avoid. This is another type of audit too. There's ways that you can avoid the filing fee of $400 and you can have that fee waived. So then we start all suing these people.
No, wait a minute. Let's tell the folks about the fee waiver. Tell the people about the fee waiver.
Well, I can't tell you better than Rise of the Moors, so I would go to riseofthemoors.org, and it tells you on their website, Rise of the Moors, riseofthemoors.org, riseofthemoors.org, or you can watch their YouTube channel, riseofthemoors.org. It shows you. They have multiple videos. Just go to Rise of the Moors, and they show you how to do it.
They have in the city of Chicago, they have a fee waiver, $400 in a Cook County building. And it's 7 pages. I believe it's 4 pages long. It requires the individual to file a whole bunch of information. However, we'll definitely grab those forms and analyze them on a later, live stream. We'll analyze the forms of the $400 fee waiver. And and those are steps that the public official will tell the individual that he has to do. They'll tell him, here's what you have to do. You have to file. They'll ask you a question. They'll say, are you currently working? And whether you answer yes or no, they'll say, okay, here, take these forms. That is a $400 filing waiver. So, you see guys sitting in the background filling out waivers at the counter when I was at that building. And, I started scrolling through, I started analyzing, and I thought I was going to fill it out. However, I said, you know what? Here, this is the next step. And that was for a parking ticket, So I said, you know what? I'll just go ahead and pay this parking ticket. I'll be like everybody else. However, I will still analyze that form, and we'll analyze that form. There's a story behind the parking ticket that gets more in depth. A video will be out soon about that,
And that's why you guys should all go over to Audit Them's channel. He's one of my favorite channels on the internet.
God bless. God bless.
And that's not just on YouTube, because not all the best channels are there. And while we have this up, this is something we can all do.
Yep, get on all the low key
rise the
channels
mores
too.
and audit them. And this is a great point.
18 USC 242.
This I'm going to read this because this is beautiful. This is, and I just recently learned about this, and we can sue every single police officer for this because of what they did during the flu. We can sue almost every single judge, like literally at the governor, the president. We can get the $400 fee waiver and put this up. And even if all of us, I'm doing this. I swear to God, I'm doing this. I have my case to work on, and that's most important now. I have to learn my stuff for my case to be able to fight my case. But after my case is all taken care of, then I'm full speed ahead, all lawsuits. I'm still working on this, but I'm having to learn this myself right now. I'm learning from.
Oh, we gotta get AAA on the phone. We gotta get AAA on the phone.
So all this is very okay. So let's get to this right here. 18 U.S. code.
She talks about all that talk.
Incredibly smart. She's incredibly smart.
From Texas. She she been out there during the she knows.
All right, so peep this, guys, and take a screenshot of this. Google it, take a screenshot of it, and keep it in your pocket. And as a matter of fact, I'll just tell a little. I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to tell a story about my last Kamala Harris protest. 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Whoever, under color of any law, statute, ordinance, regulation, or custom, willfully subjects, we will never be subjects, any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district to the deprivation of any right. That could be the First Amendment right, could be your Second Amendment rights. Let's say they take your guns away. Let's say that's the NSA. We can all sue the NSA. They're taking our Fourth Amendment rights. Anytime a cop tries to take, can I just see your ID? Do you mind if I just see your ID? Privileges or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution, there's punishments. So you're owned. So basically,
the best thing for all our neighbors to do, by each department, audit them, analyze, receive FOIAs. I'll make it simple for everybody in this chat right now. Whatever state you're from, go ahead and type in what state you're from. This way we'll be able to determine what administrative code you follow. So I'm gonna
do New York State FOIA, just because we probably got a lot of people.
Yeah, that's FOIL, law. They call it law there.
Oh yeah, look, FOIL. Huh.
Listen.
So look, you just Google it, and then look, you could even Google, how do I file a FOIA in New York?
You know what? It might be time to get into once you do that one there, to show the guests here, the FOIA Act of Illinois paragraph, the first two paragraphs. Yeah. Texas. So look, Mississippi administrative code. So this means, for example, if you dig into you go into the Mississippi administrative code. So this is my point here. Since you folks typed in your state, go to your state government website and scroll through that website and see what the website is offering. Then it'll start ringing little bells in your ear that'll say, here, this is how they do regulate this way to get to this point. This is how they got to do this to get to that point. This is how they got to move this way, and this way, like the ILCS, Illinois Compiled Statutes. And those information that you're looking at from your government website, make sure when you're looking at your government website, it is .gov, yes, and not just a .com or .whatever, because then you start rising a question. How is this government entity running this information under a private act? And we're over here volunteering. We're paying for these things. We're not even analyzing our own forms. We receive forms on a daily basis, commerce on a daily basis, dancing. Everywhere you look is dancing commerce. You receive a document, you receive an email on your phone. That means it has information you never analyze. When people start analyzing this info, they'll see small details on these documents that are open up a file. It'll opens up a file, FILE. Sometimes I have to spell what I say because I say it with passion, and you know, it might be heard the wrong way. However, these words in this statute of the general provisions, 5 ILCS 140 Freedom of Information Act, that will knows, will does. When there's a will, there's a way. You know, listen to these words. Listen to these words that Will has to say.
All right. This is the first two paragraphs of the Illinois Freedom of Information Act. Pursuant to the fundamental philosophy of the American constitutional form of government, it is declared to be the public policy of the state of Illinois that all persons are entitled to full and complete information regarding the affairs of government and the official acts and policies of those who represent them as public officials and public employees consistent with the terms of this act. Such access is necessary to enable the people to fulfill their duties of discussing public issues fully and freely, making informed political judgments, and monitoring government to ensure that it is being conducted in the public interest.
Yes, indeed.
The General Assembly hereby declares that it is the public policy of the state of Illinois that access to all persons by public records promotes the transparency and accountability of public bodies at all levels of government. It is a fundamental obligation of government to operate openly and provide public records as expediently and efficiently as possible in compliance with this act. What does that law sound like? That sounds like...
You know what? We have to read that as the wet, bro. We got to read that as the wet for these folks. Let me go on the screen right here and pull it up. Hold on 1 second. But go ahead and tell them.
This is a beautiful document. And good point by the cameraman. I'm going to have to Google how to do that. Or if you're an expert, send me a shout out on my email, fakemikerealnews@gmail.com or williamturbin@gmail.com, or the cameraman, you can send me an Instagram message. My Instagram is in the description box. But yeah, either way, please remind me to the cameraman, because, and I apologize to everybody. You know, I only got so much time in the day. But yes, I definitely want to do that. As a matter of fact, I used this at the Kamala Harris protest when the cops were using, and the Secret Service were trying to keep pushing us back further and further. And at a whim, they were trying to make public area a restricted area. I was like, you can't just do that. And the Secret Service guy snapped, U.S. code, this and da da da. And I snapped back. 18, see, I don't even completely know it. But yeah. It's 18 U.S. Code 242 says you cannot deprive my rights under color of law.
That's the bottom diggy. In that case,
and I'm also want to say I apologize to people because the chat is, I'm missing some in the chat here. I think because I'm using StreamYards, I'm getting the top chat and not the live chat. So if you're saying something and I miss it, you might have to type it in a couple times.
That's them withholding. YouTube is withholding the algorithm.
The whole thing is, I don't even understand why would there be a top chat and a live chat. Like, who decides that, and why not just have a live? Like, what the difference does that make?
Look, let's get back into the 5 ILCS pursuant.
Yes, this is gorgeous right here.
We got to do this. Come on, we got to do this for the community. Okay, here.
Somebody make a short video out of this.
3, 2, 1.
Pursuant to the fundamental philosophy of the American constitutional form of government, it is declared to be the public policy of the state of Illinois that all persons are entitled to full and complete information regarding the affairs of government and the official acts and policies of those who represent them as public servants and public employees consistent with the terms of this act. Such access is necessary to enable the people to fulfill their duties of discussing public issues fully and freely, making informed political judgments, and monitoring government to ensure that is being conducted in the public interest. The General Assembly hereby declares that it is the public policy of the state of Illinois that access by all persons to public records promotes the transparency and accountability of public bodies at
at
all levels of
all
government.
levels of government.
It is a fundamental obligation of government to operate freely and openly. I threw a word in there, and provide public records as speedily and efficiently as possible in compliance with this act.
That's the bottom bigly there. And
That's
it says
the bottom biggie, folks.
and this act, this is 37 pages. This act is not to intend to cause an unwarranted invasion of private property. That goes on both ways, from the officials and the requester. You know,
it goes both ways.
That goes both ways right there. Because listen to that. Let's read that one more time and determine that it goes in two fashions. It says, this act is not intended to cause an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy. So let's think of that in the requester's point of view, and the public official servant, the POS public official servant point of view, right? This act, sometimes these words have to be read more than 10 times, just like a song being listened to.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So this act is not intended to cause an unwarranted invasion of personal privacy.
All right, so this is Vernon Hills. Let's see what we got back from Vernon Hills. Start at the beginning. Chief of Police.
Screenshot.
Name administration? What? They're not even giving his damn name or her name?
Depending on his state.
That's complainant. Sorry, complainant. Okay, we don't need that person stuff. That's the complainant. Okay. So, professional conduct, and this was last year. Location of the this is at VHPD. And every time you do a complaint, I know I sometimes say, I'm like, oh, you shouldn't complain. But you should, because it creates a paper trail. Like, let's say one person would be a little too physical, or the cop that grabbed my junk, right? At least it's documented. So if over the years he keeps doing that, maybe at the 5th time he'll get kicked off and he won't grab another guy's junk or another girl's junk. So this is for Sergeant Mike Hackstein was the complaint.
So that's a good point there. Let's see these records.
See these records is right.
Because you know what? Like you made that point. There's two factions. The police officer, him being a public record, and the conduct on a piece of paper. So there could be the body cam could be one request, right? The body cam could be one record, and the actual report could be another record.
Yes, and you can FOIA. That's another thing. You can FOIA all the body cams. So let's say, you know, you can use that to help yourself in court. You can use that to put that on YouTube for free. You can just FOIA body cams and make your own YouTube of body cams. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many different things
you could request information that your neighbor, you know, your neighbor received a violation and he believed he had to call an attorney, but he was stressing because it would cost him $1 zillion, right? It'll cost him $1 zillion. So he came to you and you told him, hey, wait a minute, don't stress, file a FOIA. And he says, what? File a FOIA. What's that? Freedom of information. Find out what what the claim is, you know? So there it is. That's the beginning. Then a light shined on your neighbor and he said, oh, wait a minute, it changed his life. He started looking through files and forms, and it freed his neighbor. He freed another neighbor when he found that out. You know, him receiving FOIAs that cleared him up. He took that FOIA and it showed that they were scamming and scheming. The town was scamming and scheming. What you think? Who wouldn't scam and scheme? You think they're pros, but they're scamming and scheming. And he ended up clearing that, and it was just like a dismissal because he presented before he even got to the court, and none of that dumb shit. They said they called back an hour later and they said, yeah, it's clear up. No worries. You know, that's how guys move with FOIAs, man. And the only thing through the FOIA log is showing, the only thing showing in the FOIA log who's requesting the FOIAs are the media, the big corp, you know, ABCs and the local shit, and the attorneys and the real estate agents, and a few people with first names and last names, like I said. However, you know, those documents are very important. What are we looking at here on the screen?
So this right here,
Guys, I want you to pay attention to every detail he's scrolling through. Tell him pause there and zoom in now. Tell Will, pause there and zoom
you know
in
what?
now. I want to analyze that box right there. Go ahead and zoom into that box right there at the upper right. You know, that's what a analysis. You know, when you scroll through every detail in that form and you find an error, you find a flaw, and you say, "Wait a minute, this doesn't match up with the incident, the initial incident. I was there. I wasn't doing what your report claims." You know, so then you're able to call the official on the phone and say, "Hey, wait a minute," or you're able to go visit the town hall and present your transaction. You don't have to sit there. If they tell you you got a court date, guys, before I continue, press the number 4 if you hear the audio. Will, do you hear the audio?
I do. Good question, Joel, and yes, you can.
You know?
And so, yeah, I mean,
if there's a court date coming up, 4, okay, all right. If there's a court date coming up and they tell you your court date is on the 4th, next month, then you got a few days. You probably got 2-3 weeks. So what do you do with that 2-3 weeks while you got one document in your hand? Will, can you hear this?
Yes.
See, this is the beginning of where the conversation gets to, and then YouTube starts messing through the algorithm. You start getting into that form. You got one form in your hand. You got 20 days left till your court date. So what do? The regular everyday person on the books just waits till that date and orders a lawyer or does otherwise. However, what is very efficient, that you can study that for the next 20 days. You could analyze that form you have there, and you could start doing FOIA requests, because the town has 5 days to respond. So if you receive some documents about your own case in the next 5 days and you got a court in the next 20 days, then you got documents before court comes up that you can present. Will, do you hear this?
Absolutely.
Wave with the whiz. Yes, and diddly dee. Yes, and diddly dee. Guys, believe me, you have, and then you got them days, and then while Will, he's waiting for this court. Don't think he ain't working. He's scrolling through the pages, just like we used to scroll through yellow pages and white pages in the 90s, because that's all we had. Now we're scrolling through Google administrative code. There's no excuses. We'll look up the code, the statute, present that, request that FOIA before the court case, and present that to the judge and say, here, this code enforcer claimed this, or this officer claimed this, or whatever record on clock dime. You're able to obtain that. And like I said, the time is now, bro. The time is now for everybody out here. Request FOIA, and the first step, if it's beyond like a what is it called? The conversation is a what is it? Aeronautics. If this conversation is aeronautics, then just go to your website, go to your .gov, and scroll through your own administrative code, and begin to realize, hey, closer you get to this information, the bell starts ringing. You start hearing a tune in your ear. Next thing you know, it'll be 5 o'clock in the morning. The birds outside would start cawking, chirping, ringing, singing. The birds out there will be breathing. You'll be breathing. You'll receive, by the time you look up, 5 days come, you'll receive records that, hey, these records that I got in my hand are like gold. Here you go, Your Honor. I got this form. Before you even do that, like I said, you call them, they'll say, okay, we canceled this out. And he says, the cameraman said, could have been prosecuted under 18 USC and have been, and there's all these theories out there, guys. There's all these theories, but at the end of the day, these theories are off of ABC7, BBC News, a CNN, and their theories on the screen showing us one form. However, the same form they're showing, they did the work for you, but they're only showing you 1%. You go ahead and obtain not only one page, obtain 100 pages of the full report to be able to determine what's happening in our everyday society through the media, through the everyday gossip about media. Analyze the media. If the media tells you these words, write these words down on a piece of paper and analyze them word for word. You have the ability right now to pause, fast forward, rewind, write down every single word that the ABC7 is broadcasting at this second. Analyze that, read it over 10 times, tell it's a song singing in your mind, and tell yourself, is it natural? Tell yourself, is it true?
Exactly.
Or then you're gonna notice
you have to do your
you're gonna notice a bell ring, you're gonna say, hold on, wait a minute. Let me breathe, let me look off that tactic, because that's a tactic. There's a tactic going on.
The cameraman.
And it's not natural, all this shit going on around the world. But through the power of FOIA, like I said, through the power of FOIA, we have great hope. We have freedom. We have the freedom to request any information you desire. Will make you happy.
Maybe you want to.
You're able to request any information through your own journalism, your own blog, your own press.
Yep.
And get to the bottom of the info, because the attorneys are not speaking out. The people are not speaking out because they'll lose their cards. They'll lose their bar cards, and they'll lose their, reputation about that specific career if they feel that, they're. But at the end of the day, like Will always said, they're on the wrong side of history, Jack. They're on the wrong side of history. Because if they're, they know that, they're talking an opinion doesn't match up with the actual record obtained.
And that's why we're going to keep doing these
Let's start obtaining the public records.
Exactly.
And that means pass out napkins in the street.
Yep, and you could do it that way
passing out napkins for crying, no more crying. Let's start passing out napkins for FOIA requests. You understand me? Let's start passing out piece of paper for FOIA requests.
Exactly.
Let's start sending a message to my neighbor about a FOIA request. Hey, wait a minute. Let's start investigating or reading what is the purpose, what is the words. So let's go back to the New York FOIA Act. Right after we see this, how he's scrolling through this, guys.
I'm gonna do a quick
rewind this video.
I've looked
and
through it.
Analyze. And when you start analyzing, you start saying, okay, here it says right there a redaction. Then you question, what type of redaction do you believe these folks redacted? So that may be a cover-up. However, in plain sight, you might recover a cover-up.
The cameraman, I'll tell you what.
Press 4 if you guys can hear this audio. Will, to put you back on the mic, bro, let me talk less at this second. Say less. Once I said that, you say no more. Take a genuine deep breath. Say no more.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, the cameraman, you've definitely piqued my interest too. I will actually Google this at the end of the video. So let me get through this FOIA response, and then and then if I can't do it by my own Google sense, you're gonna help me do one, or at least pull it up on screen so everyone else can do one. And I promise you, God as my witness, I will be doing this. Okay, so this is Vernon Hills Police Department. And if you take a look, the complainant information is blank, which is good. Doesn't need to be anything. The nature of the complaint is professional conduct. Happened at the location was Vernon Hills Police Department. And then this is regarding Sergeant Mike Katzenstein. And this is the complainant's affidavit, signed that he had the affidavit. It was referred for additional review. And the case here was actually sustained. And it tells you, I don't know why it would redact the chief of police's thing, because that's public information. That's really weird. But then look, he had disciplinary action. He was 24-hour. He was spending 24 hours from duty without pay in violations of these 3 violations. So I'm going to pull them up here and we'll take a look. But it had to do with I won't pull them all up, but I guess you guys can pause it and do it if you want to. But the theme here is he wasn't acting responsibly as a public servant, and I'm glad they put it as a public servant. He was an acting professional, unbecoming of a police member, and integrity. So it's kind of vague, but it doesn't actually give us the specific incident. And then it moves right on to the next one, which is the location, the nature of the complaint is abuse of authority. They black out everything about this person except for the fact that the age, which is interesting. This happened not too long ago, and it was against Officer Bert Schneider. Bert Schneider, that's a funny one. I have a funny last name, so.
So here's the once you read out the officer's first name, now that should ring a bell to the 30 viewers in here. When you read the officer's name, they should write that down on a piece of paper and say, we're individually going to investigate this individual officer's entire script, entire career. We're going to try to obtain as many records as possible, and we're going to analyze this on our own time. And if we're able, we see some shit that internal investigation did not report, we're able to say transaction.
Exactly. Exactly. How did I forget about transaction?
You know, and we're able to say transaction, and that will show the paper trail. You know, it's the truth, bro. It is the truth, man. My good man. You know.
Take a look at. Let's see. This one looks interesting here. This is against. Wow. This one is again from the administration. Does that say administration department of Vernon Hills Park? The police department against them. The complaint was emergency driving. Okay. So I guess he drove like a piece of crap, really, really bad. So bad, in fact, that 80-hour suspension without pay. So 2 weeks off.
So that prompted a FOIA. Now go back and read that one more time. Read that one more time.
Which part?
What was his default?
His problem was that and the thing is that we're going to have to do another FOIA too, and hopefully the subscribers and super subscribers can do it too. You guys, I shouldn't even call you subscribers. You guys are activists, and 9 out of 10 times in the chat are way smarter than me and know tons of shit way more than I do. So I consider this like open source investigations that we do here. That's why I got audit them. That's why I bring the whole team along.
Let's analyze.
Emergency driving jurisdiction. Interesting. See, the problem with this is it's not giving you the entire, it's not giving you the attached affidavit, which specifies the exact thing. It's not telling the story, but it's saying that's emergency driving in jurisdiction. So maybe that's the problem with this one here. It's giving us more than the few others we've looked at, but it's still not giving us the specific stuff. It will give you the disciplinary action, which has happened. Jurisdiction. Okay, so let's see what this one is. Let's just look up one just as an example, because I'm curious too. Vehicle pursuit. So I bet you let's just say that.
He's definitely, whoever redacted those scripts there, should their name or, you know, the FOIA officer information to be obtained as well. Yeah, everything is open. source. Just like, just like WT says.
I'm gonna have to.
Anything on Clock9, just like just like
So we're gonna
WT
have
said.
to. We're gonna have to FOIA the next thing I would like someone to do, or I'll do it too. But
Yep, that's
to FOIA
number 2.
the general orders, because we don't even know what they're really breaking.
General orders.
And then the affidavits too. The affidavit.
So let me ask you this. When you say, so we'll make a broader clarification for the viewers. So now we'll say, when you say general orders, what department do you believe has those documents?
It should be the town or city or the police department themselves. And so we could just FOIA I mean, I could find it probably right now, but it's already like.
What general orders are you referring to?
Okay, so I just wanted to Google. Okay, so I'm just going to use the next one as an example. This one is a different one. This is a different complaint. Somebody's saying that they're wrongfully detained, and they're saying that Chris Garcia is short Hispanic with the racial prejudice, and John Kohler is short dark hair with racial prejudice. So I guess he says he's being illegally detained, and the deposition of this case was unfounded and exonerated. So they said that that's not true. Let's go to the next one here. So, because when they violate, so this one was sustained. So that means they did uphold it. So what we need to look into right here would be this, what I was talking about, only further up, the Vernon Hills Police Department rules and regulations. So we could FOIA the entire Vernon Hills Police Department rules and regulations, Chicago rules and regulations, Providence, Los Angeles, New York City, Oklahoma rules and regulations.
So this is what needs to occur. Hey, I'll tell you what needs to occur.
I'm sure it's actually probably even already online as we speak. And I'm not that. I mean, I just want to show people how they can get the information, and we know you could probably just Google it too and figure it out. I just don't feel like doing a side rabbit hole right now. And
we need 10 people in this chat to send the host an email, send Will an email, and say the words, public record. Okay, and we're going to use your contacts for a follow-up. Will and I will follow up with you folks, and we'll let you know when we want you to obtain records. Willing, you're wanting to go pull records in person or email or by phone. However, we'll have a set of 5 FOIAs for you guys, and we'll return an email to you. Just go ahead and send an email, or if one to be, are interested in receiving a FOIA that we want you to, because we basically want you to receive the response, so you yourself could analyze the response before coming back to this live stream and observing it as a whole. So press the number 3 on the screen if you're, wanting Will and I to send you a follow-up FOIA. If you want to join basically the, what is it called? The list, what is it? Subscribe, or let's say subscribe to the emails, and then when you folks receive the responses, me and Will go over the response on the live stream. So we'll show the entire world, you'll go ahead and receive the gift like Santa Claus will come on your screen as a neighbor, and you'll say, okay, here. But this puts Will and I in an idea of thinking, here, we need to come up with some, we need, okay, this is great. We got 5 people engaged with this, 10 people engaged with this, 50 people engaged with this. Now we need these records. And you folks get on this work and put out these records, and we'll tell you only keep it under 5 records at a time. So, and you folks do the follow-up, do the little light work, send us the response, send us the information, and me and Will and I will go through the information on this screen, and we'll say here why we feel these people exempted this, and how we feel we're able to obtain these records.
Do me a favor, send I'm gonna put my email in the chat, and once you're done with your, let me know if you want me to say your name, or if not. If some people, if you want to say your name, that's cool. If you want to keep it not, that's cool. Or
we're going to do this every 3 months right now, or some shit like that.
Yep.
You know,
we'll
every 3 months or some shit like that.
No, we're going to do one once a month because we're going to have too many FOIAs. Once a month, we're going to do a show. And then it'll just be like digging on general stuff and the FOIA. So we'll do one for FOIAs and we'll do one for general digging and stuff. But and we'll go over.
I like how you mentioned.
And if people want to promote their, so you can either choose to be anonymous when you send me an email, or you can say, hey, I want you to promote my channel too, and we'll put your channel up, your name up, or whatever.
Now listen, we're starting right now. The talk between Will and I right now is so advanced that, you know, it's advanced from this segment. However, when you look back at this segment, you say we gathered this as a whole, you know, as a 30 people or 25 individuals on their own individual phone requested this information or went to town hall, made a phone call, but received.
And we got to FOIA Jeffrey Epstein documents. We can FOIA the Roswell, New Mexico information. We can FOIA CIA stuff. We can FOIA JFK documents, UFO, anything you want.
At all levels, government at all levels. However, what we're asking the folks in here to do right now is we're asking you folks to send Will an email and say subscribe. Say the word subscribe to public record. Put that in the title. Subscribe to, or just put public record in the title and hit send. I'll go ahead and include my email as well if you'd like to engage, and we'll go ahead and go through. When we have 10 FOIA responses, we'll analyze 10 FOIA responses and make a live analysis. And you know, we will follow up to any exempt FOIAs that they did not send you, and our best to receive, you know, or we'll put a, you know, believe me. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, yeah. And if we have other problems, another thing you can do is you can FOIA CPS and DCYF documents and their policies. I mean, everything has a policy. Let me check, because I just have my email open. Because I honestly don't check Fake Mike Real News as much as the other one, but I get notifications now for both. So which email did you send it? Did you send it to that one or the William Turbid email? Yo, beep in the house. All right, guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely start doing the all right, so I actually have this up on screen. So
that's a good one. That is a good one. 0101. 0101 said, how about the vaccine? So 0101, this is what we have to look into. We have to narrow down to the Department of Health, and we have to look at each individual square, each one of your square, wherever your town, wherever your vaccine location, whatever your .gov, and obtain those records so, you know, you could present them. So go ahead, big 10101, and type in the email, subscribe public record, send to Will.
Yes, cameraman, I got it. All right, so let's see. Maybe I can file a complaint right here, right now. And so the cameraman, if you're watching, let's see. And
you know what I encourage all you folks in here to do is walk up to your 5G. When you see a 5G in the street, walk up to the 5G and take photos. Send the photos to Will or to my email and tell me what your zip code is, just send me the zip code where that 5G is up, and we'll try to narrow it down to find out what exact equipment is hooked up on that zip. You know, we'll find out receive public record of what 5G equipment is hooked up on that zip. That means we'll get the documents from the actual record holder. And who's the record holder? The .gov has to be, because that's public. That's clock dying. That 5G up there is clock dying. So you go ahead and send a FOIA, send a email and with the word subscribe to public record to Will and or send a photo of a 5G with your zip code or even your county. Fucking narrow it down to your county. Excuse my French, not English.
All right, so I'm munching away over here, guys.
So he says we can talk in email.
Yep.
I've been looking into this for a while. Guys, the only thing I'm going to tell you is...
Yeah, you're right, the cameraman. It shows how to do it right here.
The only thing I'm going to tell you guys like this. We're not talking just to talk. We're talking because we're going to analyze these documents. We're going to analyze these documents. And this is the step for our neighbor to fly. If you want to be free, these are steps towards freedom. You know, this is not freedom in whole and all. These are steps, little tiny steps towards freedom in your one life. You know, every man got 100 years. Wouldn't you want to be in that time frame when you pulled that FOIA record, when you pulled that file cabinet out, when you filed that FOIA, and you received those documents? Santa Claus came early knocking on your door. He says, here you go, here's your records. And that record said gold to you. It scraped off a little piece of gold and said, here's your flake. Guys, believe me, this info is heavy duty.
Sorry, guys.
This info doesn't say only opinion. You know, right now I'm talking opinion. But that info, that's the law.
Big
and
fact.
we're just the little guys. Me and Will, we may steer you wrong. From the words we use, we may steer you wrong. However, God won't steer you wrong. Them files won't steer you wrong. They say nothing in life is free. The first 50 pages in the Illinois FOIA Act are absolutely free. So, you know, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, guys. Do not get discouraged.
So, guys,
send Will an email now. Say the words subscribe public record, or you know, and let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So, so I just looked.
It's not about hit me up. It's not about hit me up. I'll share it to all my pages and group. This, what we're talking about, it's about you send Will an email, tell them subscribe. So Will and I will send you information for you to request and how to request it.
I'm gonna even do a couple examples. I'm gonna even do it better right now. You guys do the FOIA, you forward it over to me. If you don't know how to do the FOIA, you email. And actually, if people are interested in doing it, if you just put your state in there right now, I'm gonna Google it and take you through the steps right now on screen so you can do it yourself. And FOIA over the information and send forward the FOIA over to your boya. And so I'm just going to read this real quick and we'll get back to the FOIA, but this is something that I'm going to do, the cameraman, and I just found out how to do it. So
Alabama.
All I did is just hit a young Google and I'll just go back and show you my steps, show you the work, because it's much better that way. How to file a USAO violation. Well, first one, how to do it. It's from the .gov website, Justice Department. So, like,
guys, that's very important. Always, when you visit a website, when we're referring to the FOIA, make sure that you're looking at a .gov, .gov, nothing else. Log out if it's something else.
And this is United States Department of Justice. We already know who can file a complaint. We already read 18 U.S. Code 242. How to file a complaint is you gotta use the standard complaint alleging failure document. So you click on that hyperlink and you can download the document right there as a PDF or a Microsoft Word.
No, but wait a minute. Will, let's make it simple. Let's simplify it for these folks. Right now we're on the United States FOIA.
This is the USAO. This is different from the FOIA. This is just this is separate. So anybody that feels that they've had their rights violated can under the 18 US Code 242 can Google this and they click right here. They get the thing, and all you have to do is you basically mail it or hand it directly to the Department of Justice or U.S. Attorney's Office. So it's really simple. But let's get back into the FOIA, though. But you're absolutely right.
So here, let's simplify it. By the way, folks, I simplified my channel
right.
audit down. I
Colorado,
removed a whole bunch of
Mississippi, and
FOIAs
Idaho.
that I will be transferring to my new upcoming channel. However, for right now, I simplified it to only A1s. So go look on my channel. It is only about A1s. The backup channel would have all the FOIA auditing.
You have a
All that
backup channel?
content would be transferred. However, now we need to get down back into the states. So this gentleman says he's from Alabama.
I'm going to Alabama.
So let's go to.
I'm doing Colorado first.
Yeah.
We're gonna do them all because I'm sorry if I'm missing.
Let's go to Alabama. FOIA Act.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I just googled how to file a FOIA in Colorado. The first thing comes up: sample request.
Nah, bro, those are. That might be propaganda. What you're looking at right there. That may be keyword. Maybe. What does it say? Let's determine.
Well,
what does it say?
That's a .org. So this is a .org, but this is
no,
thing.
That's why I said propaganda. It has to be .gov.
Here we go. So this is the state.colorado.us. So, and then this is the .gov right here, right? So that's Department of Revenue. So this is the one how to do. Actually, and don't get me wrong, these websites, these .orgs.
Nah, listen.
They can tell you how to do it, but we're telling you how to do it. So you just go to the .gov.
Nah, let's narrow it down. Let's narrow it down for these folks. Listen to this. This guy, he said Alabama. Now, the next question that I would ask him, for the one who said Alabama, what would be a record you would want to obtain?
Okay.
That would be my question. Because then when he says, depending on his record, then we'll narrow it down to the township that he's referring to, or the county that he's referring to. If he's requesting something from U.S. level, then we'll have to look at the U.S. department, and that may need an A1 film visit, because they may comply. They may hand you documents versus non-compliance. However, there's a step. Don't get discouraged. But the question to the guy from Alabama: what would be a request that you may request? Or anybody else in here, what would be a simple request that you may request? Because what we're going to do is we're going to narrow it down, simplify it for you to comprehend, brief message. So you could go ahead and do it the following day, tomorrow, or the time you wake up, or whenever. The second, log out right now. FOIA of Information Act. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
audit them. Your mic is coming in really bad right now. Yeah, cameraman, you can post a link. I don't know if it's gonna. Hopefully it won't say you can't post a link, but you can. I don't have any moderators here, and since I'm operating on StreamYard, it's not. Actually, I can check the real chat.
Let's zoom back into the New York City FOIA.
Okay, 1 sec, but you got to fix your mic because your mic is terrible.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna put on my headphones right now. I got headphones.
Okay, and I'm gonna see right now. I'm gonna see if the live chat's different. I'm looking at my chat right now. Here we go. I'm live. All right. So that's the live chat, top chat. Let's go to live chat.
Yeah,
okay. Guys, if you guys now I'm gonna pay attention with my phone a little bit too. So if you wanna put links in the chat, I'll be able to approve them here. So you can feel free to do that now.
Yeah, hey guys, press 1 if the audio got better.
No, it did not, bro.
Every time I share info, every time I start sharing info, YouTube starts,
I say it's the reptoids, but all right. So take a look here. Take a second, reset your audio. Maybe even come back. And leave and come back real quick. I don't know.
Here, I might have to get in my pitch voice. I might have to get in my deep voice. I might have to go into that. He said, "Is it the 5G? It may be the close."
Yeah, you got an ill echo. So I got on screen here how to do Colorado Open Records Act.
Here,
and right here it shows you how do I submit. you can write a letter, or you can send an email right here. And it says, in making your requests, it is helpful to include, you don't have to do that. But basically, it's super easy. Just go to cora.secretaryofstate@sos.state.colorado.us, and bam, we'll go to New York too, because that's a good one. Let's do Alabama. Hi-oh. Because I really want people to do this. This is really easy to do. You can do it from the comfort of your own house. These are the FOIA. So usually it comes up as ORG. So here it is. Secretary of State's Office, request public information, .gov, alabama.gov. Boom. Okay. You can either mail from anywhere in the country there, or you can just type in right here, what documents, whatever you want. All you have to do is say you're not a robot, and you're good. And they email back to you. Make up a fake email. You're worried about getting harassed? Just make up a damn fake email. So literally, is there any other state? Yeah, list down. Sorry, guys. Is there any other state? I mean, it's that simple. You just have to put FOIA in your state. How do I put a FOIA in this state? It should be so yeah. This is.
Hey, Will, listen to this. So as far as requests, what are some other requests that you received in the past?
As far as what?
As far as public records that you submitted.
Well, I mean, we've done a number of public records. A lot of them, the most frequent ones that I've done are pertaining to the internal affairs and also governmental contracts. I find that of particular interest and fascination because I'll do Mississippi. But yeah, I'll do those because I want to know how our government's spending the money. Or another really interesting one to do is everyone should do for the local police station, which is, what are the policies of my police station? What is the training of my police station? How much training on the Constitution do they get? When was the last time they were retrained on the Constitution?
That's great.
So,
I'm taking if I'm not writing this down,
I'm gonna do Mississippi, and then after I do Mississippi, if anybody still doesn't know how to do it in the chat, let me know. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a very, very slow learner. And I don't learn things until someone says it 3 or 4 or 5 times. So please let me know. Or if you just tuned in late and don't know what we're doing, or if you don't want to ask me here now, fakemikerealnews@gmail.com or Instagram, fakemikerealnews, just holler at your boy. So let's go to Mississippi, MISSI.
So there's somebody in this chat that received tickets while pulled over or while parked. Go ahead to your town, FOIA request how much money you already paid out. You know how much money they received from the violation they issued you, according to your license plate or according to your driver's license number. And audit yourself. Auditing is a major role in man's life. You gotta audit yourself in life. You gotta come to a time when you tell yourself,
Yo, audit them. You're slowly getting to the point where we can't even understand what you're saying. You sound like you're inside a robot right now, and your voice is getting smaller and smaller until we can't hear you. What happened over there? What are you using to talk to me? It was so good before.
Here, listen to this. I'm going to reset the mic.
All right, reset the mic, and I'm gonna do Mississippi and Texas. Yes, his audio is getting weirder somehow. It's I don't know. So Mississippi, I'm not a rocket surgeon, but I just Googled Mississippi, how to file a FOIA. Boom. .gov, request for public records, comes right up. And this is the PDF right here.
FOIA your own tickets.
And you can either fill this out, or it gives you the hyperlink right here, public records at sos.ms.gov. So
that is the email that you just read, Will, is a runaround.
Yo, I'm sorry. You gotta come back and come in, because it's literally okay, I'm gonna do Idaho. You're sounding like, click the link. Okay, we're gonna get him right back. Okay, so Idaho. Sorry. Anybody else? Just put the thing in and we're going to do it because I don't care how long it does. If you guys are going to do this, this is freaking awesome, guys. Good point, the cameraman. You're right. You're right, cameraman. That's a good point. So I'm definitely going to, you don't have to, you keep beating the dead horse. All right, he's back. Let's see. Golly.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, here we are.
Yeah,
Much better.
So the
Here you
email
go.
that
Nice
you just
talk.
read aloud, that's a runaround email.
Why is that? Tell me. Educate the folks.
Read it aloud one more time.
It is public records at sos.ms.gov.
Okay. That is a runaround because you analyze it. That's a computer response. When you send a request to that email, that specific email, they'll return you maybe an automatic or within the next 10 hours, they'll return you an email that says you have been in response of your FOIA. If you need to get a response, log into this and create a username and a password. They want you to create your own system. Instead of using that email, you narrow it down to a public official's email, government email, where you send your FOIA request to that person instead of a computer, you know?
Yeah, so it is better to do that. You could even call your local police department or whatever. You could do it either way, honestly. You can do it honestly either way.
You could do it either way, but the key is that try to stay away from those emails, that are on the website, because you notice out of all the videos, all the officials always tell people, go online. They're trying to set the people up.
No, I just want to let people know, trust me, I know that. And I always recommend you go there in person and you can do an audit at the same time. But I'm just saying for some people that can't go to some of these cities because they live so far away, you can do it.
Call.
It's better to call. It's better to call. And they'll always give you a number. You can just Google your city, town hall, whatever, any number. It's super easy. This one right here, Idaho, last one, she has her number right here. Kelly Everett. She's the public records custodian. So you're going to want to call Kelly Everett and send an email to that email right there, which is publicrecords@sde.idaho.gov. I'll say it one more time. publicrecords@sde.idaho.gov. And Kelly Everett, she's the public records custodian over there in Idaho. You can call her at 208, and you don't have to be from Idaho. You can be from anywhere in the world, and you can call her politely, 208-332-6818. And request her to send you an email with the information. So who else wants to do one? Can we go over anyone, or do you guys pretty much get how to do a FOIA now?
So now listen to this theory. Will. John Doe got pulled over by Ron Paul, the police officer.
Ron Paul, I hope he would never become a police officer, even though his son Rand Paul is acting like a cop and praising the cops.
So listen to this. John Doe got pulled over by John Doe, the officer. And John Doe, the officer, told John Doe, here's a ticket for your tinted windows. So now what did the driver do? The driver turned around and said, how much is the ticket? The officer told him the ticket is $100. And the driver said, okay, I'm going to pay that ticket. However, I'm going to analyze this ticket. However, I also want you to wait here as I fill this form out, and I'm going to serve you with this form. What is your name, officer? Oh, my name is Jones. What's your badge number? 111. Okay, Jones, 111. I want to request, here's a FOIA, the last 100 tickets that you issued. Here's my email. Matter of fact, here's my address, since you have a copy of that already. Go ahead and send me a copy via USPS mail. So now you investigate that officer that just pulled you over. So if we start utilizing the FOIA Act again, it is so powerful that we could sit here and talk about small, tiny steps towards freedom, but that's what we have to do. We have to talk about these little small, tiny steps towards freedom. And what's that? Sharing this information with our neighbor. Who's on these live streams talking about a paper trail that we're going to obtain? Not as possible to obtain, that is going to obtain these records. We're going to obtain, your neighbor, he's going to obtain these records. I am going to obtain these records. the people in this chat, their neighbor are going to obtain these records. And what's these records going to tell you? They're going to tell you, when you come to the realization that there's been a screw up, that there's been a F up, that there's been a error in the town hall's favor, or in your favor from
And
the town
not
hall.
everybody, like you said, not everybody looks at these things. It's only lawyers, media, real estate people going
Well,
in
that's
there.
what the FOIA law says.
Exactly. And people, you don't know what the government's hiding with all this stuff. You know what's another thing you can FOIA is certain aspects of the budget that aren't made completely
Great point.
right?
Great point.
There's so
Great
much
point.
that you can go ahead and FOIA. And another thing that's important too is I do want to talk I was thinking about giving bonus points because I can't give you guys any money. By the way, if there's a personal assistant out there that wants to volunteer their time for me, holler at me. I can't pay you.
Guys, slap Will T's info, because with him spreading this knowledge keeps him on the road, keeps him on the mic. So slap him with the Cash App, slap him with the PayPal, because this info ain't be shared on any other channel. And
Well, I do
records.
appreciate that.
These are records going to be obtained.
Well, yeah, and so I actually, the cameraman, it's funny that you bring this up, right? Because I've been talking with the DCYF people and the Moors and some OG Whiteheads and saying that is the next step is we get together and we all massively file lawsuits. And that, what you're saying right there, 18 U.S. Code 242 would be probably the dominant thing in there. And I don't know too much about if I want to file separate or that with other stuff. I don't know about all this, but hopefully,
so now Will check this out
on email and help it out.
If you like to file that lawsuit and come together with a few gentlemen that want to file the lawsuit, then what to do is find out the roster of employees and go ahead and file their records, so you could also find some gold to help you in the court of law.
Exactly. All right. Let's let's kind of wind this down a little bit. I want to know in the chat, besides FOIA or including FOIA, do you have any questions? I'm not talking about like what my favorite color is or anything like that. Anything that we can help you guys on. Maybe like just anything that you don't know how to do, or something that you guys taught me a lot in this chat. Oh yeah, so I was going to give out bonus points. So a couple things before we wind out. One, I need a personal assistant. Can't pay yet, but if my blockchain and my book and all this stuff takes off, I will be rewarding you massively. Two, send the FOIAs over. Request FOIAs, and then once you get the answers, forward them over to me in my email, and we'll talk about it on the show. If you want to come on and talk about it yourself, you want to promote your channel, or you want to stay anonymous, totally cool, no matter what. I do want people to start doing what we said. Do some FOIAs, check out some lawsuits. I show you how to do a lawsuit there. Not a lawsuit, but a complaint under the USAO, thanks to Cameraman. And that gets me back to bonus points. I was going to give away bonus points or something to people because it's something like, because it's for free. But I think we're going to do MVPs for lives. And it's really tough to call an MVP. I'm going to give it this one here because all of these people are, the thing is you can be an MVP anytime. Like sometimes it was Gamer going back retroactively. Red Instrumentals has been an MVP. Sexy Zombie Killers is always commenting some dope ass shit. Top
so now Will T,
hilarious. But I'm sorry, I'm gonna make a difficult decision. And News Now Fort Worth. I mean, honestly, he's helped me pretty much more than a lot of these people. And there's some new folks here too, some old folks, and we're just a whole gang. So I feel even bad giving out an MVP. But if I had to give it out an MVP today for one person, it would be the cameraman, because the cameraman brought some great information. And he's absolutely right. We need to look into the U.S. code. It's 18 USC 242. 18 USC 242. We start FOIAing. We start auditing. We start lawsuiting. And that's how we get on the offense. It's not by violence or anything like that. We legally get on the offense. We non-violently, we FOIA elite get on there. So,
No, definitely.
wow. Now,
You know,
Top Spin was trying to see, this comment came after I named the MVP. Now,
without words, Will, say less. The info, we could sit here and talk about it, but if these folks in this chat do not send you them emails, then we're still going to obtain these files.
Oh, we're gonna do it anyways. And Sexy Zombie Killer, it may be the first time you joined live, but I mean, because I got 2 channels, and I want to show you guys something. This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I want to show you guys something so you know. And this is why I need a personal assistant and just the stuff that I work on, right? If you don't, by the way, I do a radio show Monday through Thursday. They laughed at me when it was a syndicated radio show. It's actually a syndicated radio show. We're on AM, FM, and on satellite. We're on republicbroadcasting.org, Red Pill Hardcore Radio. Me and V every night. Hopefully, Audit Them will come on the show one day. He's too much.
Let me write that down. Let me write that down one more time.
Yep, the name of the show I'm gonna put in the chat, and I'm gonna put up on screen. The Red Pill. And now I on this thing I say whatever I want. I don't swear because it's radio, but I come pretty close. And sometimes we do swear, which we shouldn't. But so that's the thing, and it's on Republic Broadcasting.org. And you can find all of our old episodes there. I could find the exact link. Yeah, I'll put the exact link to all of our old episodes there. And we do Monday through Thursday live. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put up on screen. Duh. And yeah, so I want to show you guys all the stuff I do. And so people say, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, it's because I don't have all the time in the world. So, and I do, trust me, man. I do. I try. So, I know the website kind of not the best, but it's pretty cool. I mean, it's got news, tons of news here. How to listen. You can just scroll here, listen online live. So, and then we always take calls usually in the second hour or two. Pretty cool. But listen online. There's a bunch of different ways you can listen online. You can check for your things.
Do you know, guys? Do you guys know that, Will been doing this for a long time, and you guys don't, you guys got to know that Will is ahead of his time. When he's showing you, when he's telling you, just know, Will does.
Yeah, and we got a lot of cool other hosts on this channel here. Let's see. I'm scrolling through some because I wanted to see some of these other people. Hold on. Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff, honestly. Just so show host. Let's see. V. See the first one. Wait, hold on. How did that? Oh, here we go. Red Pill Hardcore V. All right, so here it is. Let's play a little bit. Let's play a minute. Look, and I had memory hold on. It was awesome. And you can play them hour by hour. So let's play this first hour here for a sec, just so you can hear.
You're listening to the Red Pill Hardcore Radio.
Right here on RBN, broadcasting, relaying from Europe over there to Texas, and, broadcasting around the world. I have my co-host here with me, Will Turbid, Man Wonder, the Man of Truth.
That's right, Fake Mike Real News in the house. How you doing, V?
Oh, man. I think
And V's
I'm going to be having a lot of fun.
He's a former general in the Black Panthers. He's not a Democrat. He's not a Republican.
Taking lawsuits.
He's one of the smartest people
Poland to the European
I've
Union.
ever met. And this is a really cool, interesting episode because we have.
I'm very smart with my cash flow. I'm very frugal.
But we had.
It's kind of a goof around thing. So I had already experience in video production.
We interviewed Memory
basics,
Hole,
so to speak. I knew how.
who has been banned off YouTube several times. We get into the John of God. We get into Nexium. We get into Connection. It's incredible. It's an incredible episode. So you guys can go back and just Google the Red Square Hardcore V, and you can go. All my past casts that I've ever been on are there. We talk about everything every night. And I think I might go back and broadcast them live on Demand the Truth. I think I might do that. I think I might go back to my Demand the Truth channel. Let me put my Demand the Truth channel in the chat, so you guys will subscribe. And if you do that, then and what I'll do is I'll start broadcasting these live there too. So this is my other channel, which I have all the cool spicy stuff on. Demand the Truth too. I would like you guys to please go over and subscribe. I have a lot of unreleased stuff there, but I have, like I said, America's #1 death investigator, my trip to Bill Gates' house, all the stuff that's too spicy for this channel. I got a cool Ask Me Anything with Mr. America. That's from all cool stuff. I have the crazy stuff here. So go check that out. And yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, but I just want to show you guys that I'm always working on this. So yeah, anybody, you have to Google for your local listings on Republic Broadcasting, but I also have this book that I'm working on. I've been working on that for over a year with my boy Todd. So shout out to Todd. A lot of work going into that, writing a book, obviously. Then I have my website, Fake Mike Real News, which I'm looking for new people to if you want to help on them, can I put your shit on my website and you might be able to get paid for that? We're trying to maybe get advertising on that. So I want to put his stuff on. I want to get moderators on there. So I got my website I'm working on. I want to do a Discord. I want to get a green screen. I have a whole channel called Eyes on the Audit that I need to update. I have my OnlyFans. I need to do my merch. This Day in History. My TikTok. They stole my TikTok from me. I need to convert all my stuff into a podcast, right? That's real easy to do. And then I have written down here, DCYF Sue, right? That's part of the U.S. code we're talking about. I need a logo. My logo sucks. I can't pay anybody for a logo. Yes, OnlyFans, yikes. Take a look at my OnlyFans, though. It's actually pretty steamy. I think you guys are going to like this one. This is hot stuff. Then I have this whole local ring of abusers that that I've been working on exposing behind the scenes. It's a lot of work that I've been doing behind the scenes for a lot of stuff there. I'm working with the Moors. I got my own case. I'm working on a documentary. I've been working on 2 blockchain projects. Then I have all these books I have to read. Oh my God. And then I'm on these other websites too. So there's so much. So yeah,
hey, you know what? You sound like you got a whole lot of work. I encourage you to take a genuine deep breath, bro. Before you begin, I encourage everybody here watching now at the count of 3 to take a genuine deep breath wherever you're at in the world.
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Feel much better. I love this guy. I honestly love this guy. I just got the chance.
No.
Honestly, man, this dude, he went above and beyond in Chicago.
We you know when a star comes every 777 years, we collabed, and that's like a stars aligning, with the way we discovered info. And he's like the good word. He's the good word. Listen to what he's talking about.
So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up here, guys. This is my thing, and this here has my videos, like this one right here. I prove what happened with Billy Boy Gates.
And you've been doing this for a long time. The people know. The people been, they've been watching.
So audit them. It's been almost 2 hours. We've done and everyone is already saying we're getting you guys are kind of annoying. This is why we're telling you guys to audit
That's
them.
like a 10-hour session.
Oh man, I could go all day. But here's the thing.
At that time, you'll be able to accomplish some information that was not supposed to happen in the
Anthony
first hour.
Santiago, I have already came to New Haven with
And when they
Auditing
hear that,
America. I've went there a number of times. I've literally, me and Auditing America caught somebody coming out of the Skull and Bones. Go to Auditing America's channel and my channel, and we caught somebody coming out of Skull and Bones in New Haven. And we've owned cops harassing the homeless out there. I could do this all day, but I got other stuff that I got to do right now too.
Will T, great talking to you, man. Stay.
How can people? I want everybody to go subscribe to Audit Them, but how can go to Audit Them?
New content coming real soon.
What's the? How can people donate to you? What's your?
I'll go ahead and post up a link. Audit Them at Cash App. Audit Them.
Gamer.
But it's not about that. It is not about that.
I know it's not about that, but you know what? At the end of the day,
people are out here doing that. If people are out here doing Cash App, then hey, you know what? You just paid for? You pay for 1,000 pieces of paper to be passed out for people to file for your neighbors.
We're not here for donations. We're not looking for donations. I've gotten fired from 2 jobs from this. I do this in my free time. I'm gonna do this with or without money, but I'm saying that it would be cool. It would be cool to help out my boy.
I don't even got a Cash App. I gave you a faulty Cash App. Guys, don't worry about that.
Okay, so the best way to donate to Audit Them is to give me the money, and I'll make sure.
Go ahead.
The best way to audit, the best way to donation is to send him a forward of the FOIA. Is to do a FOIA and to send it over.
Bottom diddly.
That's the best way.
Send over a FOIA. Here, I'll go ahead and show my email as well. If the folks out there like to get in contact.
What's your email? I'll put it up on in the chat there.
The email FOIA@gmail.com. FOIA auditor@gmail.com. And the content is coming soon. New content might be coming by abundant. Keyword maybe.
All right, so I want you guys to get in touch with my brother, Mr. Them, Audit Them, check him out, get his channel. We're going to be doing another live stream like that. Gamer, have you emailed me? If not, please email me. I'm going to put my email. And now the fact that you're saying that you'd help, when I do strike it rich, you're going to be rich too. You're going to have a whole bunch of crypto and everything. I look, and you're saying come back to New Haven. Look, that's not too far, so I could come back there relatively soon. I got a few other projects I'm working on. I'm trying to get back together with Mr. America. I'm trying to get down to Florida. I'm trying to get out to LA. I'm trying to do all this stuff. But so yeah, if you guys are rich out there, the only reason I'm not touring America right now in an RV is because I don't have the money for it.
Listen,
so
we don't need these people putting we don't need these people putting the comment. We need these people putting the email. What I mean by email is putting the request. We need to start analyzing the request now. So that means we need all the folks in the comment section to start sending you an email, and the email title, subscribe title, public record.
Yes.
So, I've said that many times on my channel. People come through like it's a robot system. YouTube comes through like it's a robot system or whatever, through the algorithm and all that. And that being said, that the men lie, women lie, the numbers don't lie. So we need to get these numbers up. We can't not let these numbers form. We're looking at the logs. We're looking at the full log. But God bless everybody in here, man. God bless Will T. Great talking to you. Guys, repeat this a whole convo, whatever is 2 hours. Repeat over and over for 10 times. Listen to it for a day forward. However, have a pencil and paper. Don't listen to this without taking notes. Don't look at this audio. Listen to this. Close your eyes and sit down, lay down, listen to this with headphones. take this, like they say, into consideration. However, a paper trail will show you a printout, you know. A town hall will show you a printout. However, the freedom is right in front of your eyes. Like love is right in front of your eye. Get out here and breathe. God bless everybody, man. You know, free Palestine, you know, the whole works. If you're on this side or that side, you gotta seek the actual document. You gotta look at the actual document. Don't say opinion. Look at document. You know, look at the document. Because the document will lead into the probably BWC, body worn. Document will lead into the body worn. And what is the body worn cam? That's also obtainable record. So do not be discouraged from this whole chat. Whether we got 20 people in here watching or we got 4 people sending an email, you know, that one person needed, needed. So more FOIAs out here, and you know, that's the whole goal. Because we'll come back with a follow-up talk. However, we could look at a projector displaying and information, and you know, we'll analyze, you know, we'll audit them.
That's right. So I see Big 00101 has subscribed to audit them. Guys, go over there. I love you, Stu IB298 BB99. Go subscribe to my boy Audit Them, because he's gonna have updates. He's got new videos coming out all the time. One of my, like I said, one of my favorite channels. Gamer, I did not get your email yet, or I don't know if you Instagram me. So Gamer, how did you get in touch with me? But yes, Audit Them. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. God bless.
As soon as yes, have a good night, brother. And this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna basically we're going to collect all these that you send to us, and then yeah, we're gonna go over them, and we're gonna keep doing this. It's gonna be over and over again. It's gonna be a learning experience for all of us. So yeah, and I'm sorry because I got different chat here on the phone than I do there. And it's awesome. We've still got 22 people rocking with us right now, and it's 2:08 on a Sunday morning, so that's pretty awesome. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna trust me. If I had a car full of gas right now and didn't have other things I need to spend on, I could waste a little gas money to go out there right now. Like I said, I could. I'm gonna go to New Haven. Trust me, I gotta go through there anyways. I'm gonna be doing some audits around Rhode Island soon. So if anybody's interested in doing those with me, hey, get at me. So Fake Mike Real News, all my links are in the description. Audit them. He's right on the channel there. Go give him a subscription. You're gonna see him regularly on this channel. Hopefully I'll get him on my radio station. But yeah, you guys can see all the stuff. This is only the first page of my to-do list there. So yeah, you can see I got a lot of stuff doing. Okay, so Gamer, I'm still interested in hearing from you. I'm interested in hearing from any of you guys. So Fake Mike Real News at Gmail, William Turbot at Gmail, Fake Mike Real News on Instagram. Get at me. I'm looking for all sorts of help. I don't care if you edit. You guys already know. Anything that you can possibly think of, or if you just want to help. Okay, just sent. Great. So I'll check and let's see. Got it. Great. So guys, I'm going to relax now. I've had quite a long day. I'm going to do a little bit of relaxing. It is past 2 a.m. on the East Coast. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relax, but I'm glad that I got the emails. I'm going to go through all the emails. So maybe tomorrow too, we'll do another live. I have a brand new video in high def, premiering on this channel tomorrow, an audit. And so I'll premiere that tomorrow. And then maybe in the afternoon, we'll have another live chat. And if you guys want me to, I think I'll do it too. I think I'll try to go live on Demand the Truth tomorrow. We're going to have Memory Hold On again on our show. And I'm looking to have James Freeman on my show again very soon. We've had a lot of different people. We've had some NSA whistleblowers on that one too. Some really, really awesome guests. And then you guys can get involved in the call. So there's millions of ways to get involved. Please send those FOIAs out and then forward it to me. And this is how we're going to keep rocking it, guys. We're not going to be like CNN and Fox News with money from the military-industrial complex and big pharma and a whole bunch of makeup. We're just going to be open source, and it's all going to be the people's will with no makeup, a backward snapback, and a fake mic. Real news. Night, folks.